Well, I'm here with Chris Steenmeyer, who is the community
Groups.
groups pastor
Yep.
at Mountain Springs in Colorado Springs. So thanks, Chris. Hey, you and I talked about putting together something for your men here at the church because you had made some attempts at something and it never really kind of panned out. So, what was it about the Disciple Makers field manual and that training that triggered, yes, I want to do this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think initially, Duke, uh, I think the thing that kind of won me over, even to like think about the manual and this kind of approach to discipleship, was just your passion. That was kind of the first thing. So, like, when I spent enough time with you and realized, like, hey, you have a huge heart for this kind of a ministry, I said, okay, like, I'm going to give this some time. There's some common ground. I'm a person who also has a heart for discipleship and has done one-on-one stuff and has done group stuff, and there's value in all of them. But I think the thing about the manual that was helpful for me was, and you've used this kind of language in our conversations, but it gives you kind of a track to run on. And I felt like it simplifies it makes it understandable. It's an easy approach. It's going to look a little bit different with every guy, because each one of us as disciplers are different, and the individuals that we're discipling are going to be a little bit different. And so we all have a story that we're bringing into the relationship, but the manual kind of gives you something consistent just to walk through step by step. And even just to reinforce some of what we heard in our recent training with the guys, there's kind of four foundational pieces, and you can always kind of take the guy that you're discipling back to those foundational pieces. And so I think that's the beauty of the manual and the curriculum and the content. There's lots of good content out there, but this seems to work. And so, even in taking one of my own guys through it, I found like it kept us on a track and kept us running and moving along, to an end place, which was super helpful. So,
Well, and we just finished last night the sixth of the 6 weeks of training.
yep.
So overall, you would say guys are ignited, inspired, and maybe something will happen with men getting more engaged here at Mountain Springs. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, I would say, there was a high percentage of engagement, and coming out of that training, there's like a good 10 to 12 core guys from Mountain Springs that, like, they're capable and they're willing, and I think they feel like they're equipped now. They've got something to utilize, a tool, a resource to disciple somebody themselves. So, yeah, it was good, of great benefit to go through the training together.
Amen. And you did mention you yourself as a pastor
Yep.
is, I mean, you're using the training guide yourself to
Yes, yes,
disciple
sir.
another man. And when you're done with him, you'll disciple another. And that's the perpetuation piece, isn't it?
Yeah, finding your few and walking them through it. And so, yeah, I've done it with one guy now, and I have a second guy right now that we're in relationship with each other, and we're talking about discipleship in our relationship. And so, this will be a piece, whether it'll be right away or weeks from now. But like, I think he's my second. He's the next one to walk through it together. And the beauty of this is the commitment's not overwhelming. And I think a lot of us, we think like, hey, I don't know if I have time to commit to another thing. And it's not a commitment in my mind. Like, as having walked through it with one guy already, it's not something that takes too much out of you. It's an easy investment of time. And I think we all have margin. If we do some shuffling around and we prioritize what matters to us, we can find space for something like this.
Amen. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you for your support here
You
and
bet.
your heart for men that I have as well. And we will go forward. Blessings, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you too.